And we're back for another episode of You Haven't Seen What, Jacob? Yep. That was my reaction when I found out that this upcoming movie that we're going to talk about is something that Jacob hadn't seen. By the way, Jacob Bartley here.
To be fair, we've been talking about this movie for about three or 4 years that I haven't seen it. If you could go back to our podcast from like 2016 and hear you, Jake, and I talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's Top Gun. Yeah, I hadn't seen it until this week.
Yes. Spoiler. Okay, so my name is Gio Ramos, and we're going to talk about Top Gun. We know that the sequel is coming out next year in summertime.
So I'm glad I finally saw it.
You weren't going another summer without watching this movie. So, Jacob, I want you to first talk about, obviously you heard of Top Gun a lot growing up. Was there any like significance among your family, like, you know, your aunts, or because this is a movie before our time? Like, were they hyped about it? Because this was a movie.
I don't remember anyone specific, but I knew about the movie. Like, I was well aware of it. Something I never, watched the full thing of. I'm sure I was in the living room one time where somebody was watching it on TNT or something like that, but right. I never sat down and watched the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And
so what'd you think?
What do I think? So this is considered a classic, kind of,
Definitely a classic.
Yeah. I would say so, yeah. So same thing I said about Die Hard, and this is in the most respect, and this is a big compliment that I can give it, is
okay.
I get it. I understand why people love this movie, and I understand why it has, stood the test of time and why it's beloved. Personally, it's not going to be one of my favorite movies of all time.
Sure.
But I really enjoyed it. And for me, the soundtrack is
Kenny Loggins.
This is crazy because there's so many. Well, there's two songs. I don't know the official names of the songs, but there's Highway to the Danger Zone.
Yeah.
And then Take My Breath Away. Those songs, most songs, they'll come on once during a movie, right?
Sure.
Those two songs come on 5 or 6 times each during the movie.
Yes.
And they fit so well with the situations and the characters they involve. Obviously, they play Highway to the Danger Zone during the pilot scenes, and then they play Take My Breath Away with, during the love scenes.
His love interest.
But no, I really did enjoy it. It's a great movie. It really is. And the thing is, it starts off, it's a total, a bro movie, right? It's about pilots, the soundtrack is banging.
Yep.
And then it develops depth as it goes on. You start to see this, rivalry between Maverick and Iceman, and then you see the relationship between Goose and Maverick start to grow. And man, I mean, we're talking spoilers on here.
Yes.
When Goose passed away, the problem with this is I knew that happened already, which sucks. Mm-hmm. I think it's one of those things people talk about in pop culture, and it's fair game because the movie's so old. But that doesn't mean it didn't have an impact on me.
It's when you see it.
So the thing for me, one of my pet peeves in movies is when somebody dies and the characters get over it so easily. I hate that in movies. Mm-hmm. This was done so realistically. It damaged him.
Yeah, Maverick.
It destroyed him.
He didn't fly the same.
After that happened, the movie got into a whole nother level of this isn't just a popcorn flick. It's actually a really good in-depth character movie.
Yeah.
And he's ready to give up flying. He's not talking to anybody. He stopped seeing the girl he was seeing. They were falling in love, and he completely cuts it off. He basically stops attending the Top Gun Academy or whatever it is.
While in the air, he's second guessing himself.
Yeah.
His abilities.
And then, he talks to the girl again at the bar. He talks to his mentor guy, and then he talks to I forget. Oh, he goes and sees Goose's baby mama and son. And is Miles Teller playing that kid grown up? Yes.
They're confirming it off camera.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
The off camera crew is confirming it. So it's official. That's awesome. I'm excited for what is it called? Top Gun Reloaded?
Top Gun Maverick, right? Top Gun Maverick, yep.
Oh, okay.
Another confirmation.
And the cool thing is, at the end of the movie, they're like, they're going to place you wherever you want to be. What are you thinking about doing? And he says, I'm thinking about becoming an instructor. And that's like a perfect setup for a sequel. And we're getting one. So, overall, like I said, it's not going to be... Who knows? Maybe I'll rewatch it and revisit it, and it develops that. But it's not going to be one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
But I get it. I understand why it's a classic. Yeah, so that's a win for Top Gun. Thank you for forcing me to watch it.
Forcing? You had to see this.
No,
man.
I wanted to watch it, but that's the thing with this show is like, it makes you watch things you want to get around to eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll take us into my challenge of somebody.
Yes.
So I didn't have to think hard on this one. I've been wanting to do this one for a while since the idea popped in my head. But I am going to challenge Brian Avellino. You guys know him, right? And I'm hoping he hasn't watched this movie since we talked about it. But I am challenging Brian Avellino to watch Toy Soldiers.
Yeah!
My favorite... No, I'm just kidding. I was going to say it's better than Toy Story, but that's not true. I was going to say my favorite movie about toys.
Wait, you mean Small Soldiers?
Oh, Small Soldiers, yeah.
Toy Soldiers is with... Who's that guy? Toy Soldiers. Yeah, that's about the hostages in the school. Yeah.
So I'm challenging Brian to watch Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers.
Look, this is very confusing. With Toy Story, Small Soldiers, Toy Soldiers, very confusing titling. But I freaking love this movie as a kid. Like, I still love it. I watched it recently, like as an adult, and it holds up for me. Like it's a good 90s movie. Mm-hmm. It really, and it feels so 90s. So yes, Brian, you are watching Small Soldiers, and I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on it.
That movie's like the DC of Toy Story, you know. It's just
so super dark.
Major Chip Hazard. I'm excited. I can't wait.
We'll talk about it, but the funny thing is, it's like there's like a horror element to it in a way almost, because like you're kind of scared of the toys. It gets dark. Yeah.
With all them Barbies. All right, that's enough. Yeah. That's all we'll say. Okay. Well, that's been another episode of You Haven't Seen What. Thank you, Jacob, for sharing your thoughts on Top Gun.
Of course.
Guys, check it out if you haven't seen it. Where have you been, honestly? Unless you're a millennial and or later on, then catch up, hurry, because the sequel's coming out next year. So I'm Gio Ramos, Jacob Bartley, and thanks again. You guys can follow us on Apocaflix Movies, subscribe, follow us on the website, and that's all.
Hey everyone, Jacob Bartley here. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out something similar from Apocaflix Movies, click this video up here. You want something a little bit different? Check out this video down here. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to Apocaflix Movies and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. We always love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.